So how about this one? How about this one? You got to start saving early. My dad taught me this. My dad said, don't play with money, save your money, put your money away. My dad believed in that. My dad died with all the money that he ever made. Start investing early. How many have been told that? I invested in Kios. I told you I would share with you my mistakes I made. I put money in Kios and retirement accounts when I was 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30 years old, and it was ridiculous. I cannot get that money today. 35 years later, I cannot access that dough without paying a penalty. How many have been taught this? All debt is bad debt. This is being promoted in our society a lot today. How many have been taught this? Diversify your investments. It is completely mythological. Maybe better, it would be more of a conspiracy than a myth. It is a designed diversification. By the way, if you get hung up right now, wait a minute, Grant, wait a minute, dude. Because I'm going to share a bunch of stuff that's going to blow your mind here in a second. I told you, what you know is keeping you from money. And what you don't know is also keeping you from money. Diversifying is not something you should do. Whoa, babe, run back the tape. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, you heard. But you didn't hear that from people that are super rich. You heard that from people that want your money. You heard it from Fidelity, Merrill Lynch. You heard it from everybody that wants you to invest in Wall Street. This is the basis of Wall Street right here. You need to diversify your investments. Don't put all your eggs in, but go back and look at J.P. Morgan, what he said. What did the JPs and the Rockies say? Dude, put all your eggs in one basket and hover over the basket. Okay? Those guys back in the day, they were building railroads. The guy didn't do railroads and housing and cars. Dude, the guy did railroads and he bought all the land on the railroads. Howard Schultz that did Starbucks. Howie, my boy Howie, he didn't do Starbucks in the beginning. He didn't do donuts. He didn't do restaurants. Dude, he did one thing, coffee houses on every street corner. Look at Warren Buffett. You're like, Warren Buffett diversifies his investments. No, he doesn't. Warren Buffett doesn't even invest in stocks. Warren Buffett buys companies. His big plays were See's Candy, Coca-Cola. He just made a big play on Apple. The only reason this dude's got a bunch of different investments right now is because he's got so much money. He's got such a big position in Coca-Cola or in that's sold. So Burlington Northern, okay? He's got such a big position, he can't buy any more of the company without being in a regulatory problem. He's not diversifying to diversify. He would have taken a bigger position. He can't, otherwise he'd own the whole thing. And he doesn't want to own the whole thing. He wants to own a position in great companies. He doesn't buy stock. Okay, how about this one? Buy a house. Complete myth. Total myth. See, now these last two are going to screw you up right now. Some of you are going to be like, I can't even take notes anymore. Show me somebody got rich in their house. Show me one person that created financial independence and was able to enjoy it because they bought a house. Well, yeah, my dad. Your dad died by the time he got to enjoy the equity in the house. And by the way, that wasn't him enjoying it. It was the kids splitting the money up. A house is not a good investment. A house is not a way to make money. A house at best, is a way to store or save money for the future. Okay? Houses were built for banks. They were not built for people.
You know, you also talk about kind of like now the economy and people have to be a lot more nimble than they had to back in the 50s and 60s.
You lose mobility.
Yeah.
Can't move. By the way, even in the 60s, you needed to be able to move. Look at Ray Kroc. Ray Kroc didn't make money in a house. Ray Kroc didn't even make money with McDonald's. Ray Kroc made money by controlling the real estate underneath. You remember I said math sits above money, right? You got to understand math. McDonald's didn't become valuable sitting there without some land. He controlled the land, not the McDonald's. Once he had control of the land underneath it that produced income and cash flow, Okay? Then he controlled the land, gave him access to, same thing with Howard Schultz over here at Starbucks. He doesn't own that land though. Okay? He leases that. Why would he lease and not own if owning a home is such a good deal? So again, you got to trust me a bit today. Here's a guy, me, no education, no mentor, no money. Went from being worth nothing, millionaire at 30, made a couple $1 million by the time I was 40, and in the last 8 years just exploded the whole thing. Like literally, I've been looking at this money game for a long time, and I figured it out, and I want to make sure you get it. How about this one? College. Another play for the banks. We send people to good colleges, man. By the way, you know, the only way to get a good paying job is college. All they do is compare it to people in poverty with no education. How about this one? Start saving for retirement right now. Start saving early. We've all heard that. Start young. 60% of Americans have less than $1,000 prepared for retirement. 47% of Americans have less than $400 for an emergency. It's crazy. Let me give them to you, all right? Okay, here it is. This is nationwide. In America, supposedly, another myth, richest country on the planet, completely false. We've all heard that over and over. Richest country in the world, totally false. Singapore has way more wealth than America, okay? Switzerland has more wealth. Go to the Saudi, like we don't even know what their wealth is. Completely just bullshit, total bullshit. You want to talk about real wealth? Or go to China. 76% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, okay? 60% of Americans in a place where you get to do whatever the hell you want don't have $1,000 to their name. Okay? That's 7 or 8 people right there. 47% of Americans don't have $400 to their name. Crazy, man. Okay? 33% of all Americans with student debt are late. 1/3. How about this for student debt? 64% of all people that go to college are not out at 4 years. 46% still are not out at 6 years. There's $22 trillion worth of debt. That is double what we were in 9 years ago. You want me to make you sick? How about this? Fidelity, one of the biggest holders of money markets in the world, pays you 0.25%. The average money bank rate in America today, right now, is 0.012%. That's not 1.12%. That's 0.0. The zeros are here, percent. 65% of Americans are on government assistance. If you live in America, you need to be concerned right now, okay? This thing's going to bust out here in a little bit. And the average American spends 4 months out of 12, some spend 6 months out of 12 paying taxes. That means the first 4 months of the year, January, February, March, April, all the way to April 30th, May 1st, you would earn your first paycheck that was tax-free. You got to know the money. You got to know the facts, folks. This is what's happening, okay? So let's do a little financial awareness here. Average American makes 60 grand a year. Take home, this is called take home pay. By the way, it's going to be really important for you to sit down and go through the math on this. In America, it's $46,227 if you live in a state that taxes the state taxes and the federal government taxes, okay? The cost of living in America is $53,000. So watch this. 60 grand, they take out 14,000. By the way, when do they get the money? When do they get that 14 grand? It's called take home pay for a reason.
First.
They take it before you get it. Right? What is the old saying about they take it, he taketh and he giveth?
Then receive it.
No, that's not it.
Receive it,
No.
and he take it. No.
The Lord taketh and the Lord
giveth and the Lord taketh.
the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh. That's why the government says get it from me first. Right? The Lord giveth, the government take it. Right? You see, understand what I'm saying? All I'm saying is the government's like, no, no, no. We don't trust the people with the money. We want the money before the people get the money because the government knows the truth. People do not have enough money left over to actually pay their bills. Watch this. The average American has a take-home pay of $46,227, and the median cost of living in America, you guys don't get all negative right here like, man, dude, this is so negative I can't watch it. Okay, it's 53 grand. That means the average American is negative $7,000 at the end of each year. Now, I have to tell you this. You have to understand this. You have to see this. If you're not in this situation, the people that work for you are, right? If you don't have this problem yet, understand everybody you sell to is in this situation. If you don't understand this, you cannot change this condition.